Namaste everybody, this is the White Magical Tiger, and in this video we're going to talk about Om Japa. And essentially I've got various meditation techniques I do. I just came out with a video called Stillness, and that's the most basic of them all, where you just simply sit in stillness, be silent, you don't do any technique whatsoever. And I think it's perfect for beginners. This next one is called Om Japa. And Japa is, well, in India they would have beads, like a beaded necklace, usually 108 beads. And Japa is the practice of chanting that mantra over and over. And so we're going to do Om Japa with this one, but we're going to do it silently, and we're going to be focusing it in our chakras. And this is an exercise to energetically cleanse our chakras, and it's something I pretty much do daily. And I just realized I don't think I've ever made a video about it and talked about it. And so I'm simply going to explain what it is. So there's 6 parts of the spine. We have the coccyx, which is where the root chakra, Muladhara chakra is. We have the sacral, where the sacral Svadhisthana chakra is. We have the lumbar, which is where the solar plexus or Manipura chakra is. We have the dorsal, which is where the Anahata heart chakra is. We have the cervical, which is where the Vishuddha throat chakra is. And then we have the medulla oblongata, which is where the Ajna, third eye, single eye, spiritual eye, and eye of intuition chakra is. And so essentially that's what we're going to be focusing on this meditation, is essentially sitting in stillness. And what I'll do is I will silently breathe into my root chakra in the coccyx part of my spine, and as I'm breathing in, I'm chanting Om, and on the exhale Om, and I'm not doing it out loud, I'm doing it silently. And so I do one breath, one Om, and then I move to the sacral. So I go to I put my attention on my sacrum, and I chant Om into that. Om. And again, I'm doing it silently. Mentally in my mind, I'm chanting Om. But I'm putting my concentration on my sacral chakra. Next, I go to my solar plexus, Manipura chakra, which, as far as I know, it's directly across from the Dantian. So the Dantian is 2 fingers below our belly button, so belly button right there. So the Dantian would be right here. And so I find that in my spine, and it's right above the sacrum. Okay? And so then I focus on the solar plexus right there, chanting Om. Then I go to Anahata heart chakra, so we got our sternum, and so right behind that would be the dorsal. So I focus my concentration on my dorsal in the back. And then the cervical, which is right behind the thyroid, right here. So right there, that's the throat chakra, right behind the thyroid. And then the medulla oblongata, which is the 33rd vertebrae, right there. Jesus Christ lived 33 years, that whole deal. He was crucified at Golgotha, which means place of the skull. And so essentially to find the medulla oblongata, imagine this is your spine, and then the part on your head that like turns. So you can kind of just do it lightly. That part where the kind of like the skull and the spine meet, and you just slightly pivot, just you move a little bit, and you can feel that point. It's kind of like a pin almost, and you just feel that point. That's the medulla oblongata right there, the 33rd vertebrae. And essentially that's where essentially the third eye begins. And so I would do 6 breaths, and the 6 breaths would be oming into the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra, Anahata, Vishuddha, and then the medulla oblongata. So that's 6 breaths up, and then 6 breaths down. And so essentially this is like energetically cleansing your chakras. And so if you feel any tension in, like for example, you feel tension in your sacral chakra, you can silently chant Om into that area, and it will energetically cleanse it. And yeah, this is just a super powerful meditation technique to cleanse your energy and to cleanse your chakras. And this essentially helps awaken the Kundalini and purify the vessel. And yeah, it's an absolute game changer. I learned this technique from a yogi named Forrest Knutson, Forrest, and then Knutson, Knutson. He's got a channel on YouTube, and yeah, I highly recommend checking out his videos. He's also a devotee of Paramahansa Yogananda, and gets into the whole Kriya Yoga and everything, but one of the foundational parts is the Om Japa. And so essentially what I'm doing is I'm making a series of videos right now where it's going to be a combination of the stillness, this Om Japa, and then I'm going to get into other techniques like HRV breathing, which is heart rate variability breathing, and then into mantra yoga, and just how I just do a variety of these techniques, and they're just an absolute game changer where they just really boost my energy, my vibe, my frequency, and just get me buzzing and purifying me and just really connecting me to God, because Jesus Christ says, take my yoke upon you, for my burden is light and my load is easy. And what does yoke mean? Yoke means yoga. Yoga literally means yoke. So Jesus says, like, take my yoga upon you, for my burden is light and my load is easy. This is the process of yoga, of yoking, connection, union with God. And yeah, may God bless all y'all. Amen.
God, Krishna, Christ, Guru. God, Krishna, Christ, Guru. God, Krishna, Christ, Guru. God, Krishna, Christ, Guru. I surrender to thee. I surrender to thee. I surrender to thee. I surrender to thee. God, Krishna, Christ, Gurus. God, Krishna, Christ, Gurus. God, Krishna, Christ, Gurus. God, Krishna, Christ, Gurus.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,